Hmm. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. And this particular episode is all about Holi, which you have enjoyed today. So we are going to just have fun in today's particular episode. It is just dedicated for you to have fun and enjoy the festival of colors. So we have very special guest today who is a has completely mastered his voice, and he can literally use his voice to uh, change it in a different celebrities voices also. That is very unique talent. We brought it especially for the Holi. So just let's have fun today, and there will not be any serious discussions or anything, nothing like that. Just be stay till the end of this episode and just have fun. So our guest is basically a voice mastery coach, and by profession he's an IT professional, agile coach, and he just started his journey recently in the coaching area. And our special guest today is a Nitin. So I just want to pass it to Nitin to tell about his story, what inspired him to master his voice, and what was basically motivation behind that. So it is up to you, Nitin. Just tell us about your story, like what inspired you and what are your key motivation. I do as I know about you because I used to follow you in social media also. So you used to do a lot of mimicry from the longer time. So just tell us what is your inspiration and what is your story all about. So over to you, Nitin.
Thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Sonal, so very much. And it is really honor for me to be here, and it is good to see you after a long time. And
Yeah.
that we are talking face to face. That's really a great pleasure for me. Um Let me just start with a mimicry. I think that is what you wanted. That this show should be kind of fun. So let's have this. And so I will start with the.
No, no, that's fine. That's mimicry is fine, but just tell about, something about you also. So let's
Sure,
start
sure.
with, your story, and then we can, continue to just have a, some mimicry part. What is
Yeah,
your
of course.
inspiration?
So uh, basically, my name is Nitin, and I'm a IT coach, IT agile coach by profession, and I have passion about uh, basically I coach people to get their best, unique, and expressive voice because I
Mm.
have been fond of practicing the voices of different celebrities. Apart from that, I was also a voice actor for at least 5 years. I have been doing the voiceover projects for my clients. So basically, I'm the person who is associated with the voice, and particularly when I see the challenges in the leader's voice, particularly, and the people
Okay.
who want to speak something, but often they rely on the words and they forget that only words in your communication matters to only 7%,
Hmm.
and 38% in your communication matters about voice, that how you say,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
rest 55% is about the body, the gestures, the
Hmm.
movement of your body. That is how the communication is gone. The
Okay.
point is that people don't realize that this 38%, which is about the emotional attitude, which they can bring in their voice, they can change and they can master and they can train their voice.
Okay.
So that is what I'm doing as a voice mastery coach. I train and I help leaders, uh, podcasters, any coaches, trainers to get their most authentic, unique, expressive voice so that they can achieve the best in their communication, either it is personal life or it is in the business. So this is what I do. Uh, Let me talk about, as you said, that mimicries. Of course, I want to entertain your audience, so let me say something in the voice of Amitabh Bachchan.
Sure,
So,
sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sonal, आदर आदाब अभिनंदन आभार देवियों और सज्जनों, सोनल जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने मुझे आपके शो पर इनवाइट किया, और बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया क्योंकि आपने मुझे खुद ही हॉट सीट पे बिठा दिया आज आए। और होली में इस बार वैसे भी बेंगलोर में आपको पता है कि पानी की थोड़ा किल्लत है,
तो मेरा आप सभी से, देखने वालों से, दर्शकों से, सभी से यही कहना है कि इस बार थोड़ा पानी बचाएं आए, और गुलाल और रंग थोड़ा ज्यादा उड़ाएं। और होली की आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
So I
Superb,
hope
superb,
this was
superb. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, superb.
Well, this history is all about. I think I was in class 10 somewhere, and
Okay.
I heard a cassette. Those days, if you remember, there was audio cassettes,
Yes, yes.
and there was a cassette of Sudesh Bhosle. That is the very, you know, top class or the well-known mimicry artist. He is a singer
Hmm.
also. So there was a cassette named Jhumri Talaiya, and in this
Okay.
cassette, he has done the mimicry of at least, I mean, at least 30 people at least. And I was amazed at how it is possible that one person can make so many voices.
Yes.
This was a very much curiosity it developed inside me, and I started also trying some mimicries. So the first
Okay.
was I was very much admirer of Amitabh Bachchan, and those days these films like Sholay, Kuli,
Yeah, yeah.
and Shahnshah,
रिश्ते में तो हम सबके बाप होते हैं,
Hmm.
नाम है शहंशाह।
and these dialogues were running all the time in my minds, and I was in few days I could mimic Amitabh Bachchan, and I could get the appreciation from the people that yes, you can do the voice of Amitabh Bachchan.
Hmm.
So it became my hobby and my passion. But
Hmm.
this passion I was limited to myself because I was enjoying. So in the
Yeah.
college, in the schools, and then in society, in the offices, I did. But I never tried to make it my profession because I was still knowing that is it possible to make this kind of a skill as a profession all the time comedy.
Yeah.
Uh, so comedy was not my the first choice because I believe that there is something more I can do. There is something else is there in life which is which once if I align with that, basically helping people or coaching people, this is something which I also wanted to do. So
Okay.
in 2015 somewhere I got to know that online we can do some voice over work as well. So
Hmm.
just I bought a microphone. Just it was for hobby. I invested some amount, and I
Hmm.
bought a microphone, uploaded some of the voice samples in the social media. Then I got work. I got some work. Little traction was there, so I delivered more than 100 voiceover projects, and those are mostly
Great.
commercials, greetings, and all.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this established me as a voice artist as well.
So in
And
celebrities' voice only or
not
different
celebrities voice,
comedy?
for example, the commercial voices, different kinds of voices
Commercial.
you can
Okay.
do. So basically it is not about the and the good thing about the voice is that it is sometimes you might have seen many people who have very fantastic voice, and you
Ah,
say that what a
yes.
voice they have. But not every voice is qualifies for the voiceover, because voiceover and voice artist is all about how you are using your voice rather than how your voice is. You may
Okay.
sounding very deep, because many times I see the leaders all the time they have very deep baritone voice, always they speak like a authoritative voice, and we wish that we would have such kind of a wonderful and authoritative voice. But that voice will not work when you are in the home, talking to your wife in the wife or husband, and doing some kitchen work. That time you cannot speak like, okay, give me the, you have to little bit whisper is also fine. Getting my point.
That, that is your problem. That is your problem.
So
You
what
are
if
not able to use, I think, that
that
voice
is,
at
yeah.
your
So
home.
what I'm so what I'm trying to say is that it is not about the kind of voice you have, how you are using that voice in different occasions, in different situations in life, and that is the all about mastering the voice, and that is why I call voice mastery. And
Yeah, I
anybody
could
can,
see, correct. I
yeah,
could see in background also.
yes.
Amitabh Bachchan
I,
painting, that is
I have
also
been
seen.
the admirer of
Okay.
Amitabh Bachchan so
Hmm.
much, so you can see that painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the journey of my voice, my passion about the voices. So
Okay.
that is why I decided to be the voice coach.
So you
Yeah.
are from the land of Amitabh Bachchan also, right? Even I have studied there.
Yes,
And
yes.
I remember, there was a too much influence, for of Amitabh Bachchan especially. And when,
Mm.
he was contesting. right? Election, etc. I remember. No, I was very small that time. So
Uh,
everybody, whoever rallying, because they actually Amitabh Bachchan was slightly related to my mother's friends actually, who were close relative. So I think he went there. So I don't know, somehow I was participating in a campaign also, in the sense because rally will go and everybody will say Amitabh
mm,
Bachchan जीतेगा, Amitabh Bachchan जीते जिंदाबाद, that's all.
yeah, yeah.
This use I
I
remember.
remember this actually.
Yeah, so
I
that
actually I
rally
belong
used
to
to go.
very from Prayagraj. There
Yeah.
approximately 80 kilometers. There is a my town which is called Khaga, and
Okay.
there is a small field, and
Huh.
that in that particular field, at least means 1,000 2,000 people can gather there. And in 1987 when he came, I was also very small that time, but I
Yeah.
went to that particular rally, election rally he was running.
Okay.
And then I remember he went, there was a tree inside that field, and he went,
Mm.
climbed the tree, and then he said one dialogue which is still I remember. He said,
मैं हूं वही छोरा गंगा किनारे वाला.
and whole the field, all the thousands of people, they were, the craze was
Very high.
unmatched, because
Even
there
nowadays,
was
but it is more social media. But
more,
earlier, craze was very high.
craze was very
I
high. You could
remember,
see,
and it was highly influential, actually, in the sense, without even social media, influence was
yeah,
that much, right? Of
yes,
all
yes,
the actors and actresses that time. So I remember everything. Even songs and all, because Prayagraj, etc., is a land of, religious space also. So all the religious, all the Bollywood songs also, they will, convert that into religious songs. I mean, tone will
true.
be same, lyric, and only lyrics will. So I remember everything. So I spent, I mean, many years there. So that's the reason. And yes, that is very unique voice. And other than Amitabh Bachchan, what other voices you can make it,
Yes,
and how you make
for
it basically? Is
yeah,
it
for your audience, I will do mimicry of Shah Rukh Khan as well.
yeah, yeah, please go ahead
Okay,
and show that.
now Holi. This is the Holi, and if suppose for example Shah Rukh Khan wishes for Holi, how he will do that in Pathan way.
Okay.
होली होली पठान के घर पे रखोगे तो मेहमान नवाजी के लिए पठान तो आएगा ही, और साथ में रंग और गुलाल भी लाएगा. आप सभी को होली की शुभकामनाएं.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
अगर
Yeah.
नाना पाटेकर, अच्छा नाना पाटेकर टाइप के लोगों से थोड़ा बच के रहने की जरूरत है
Yeah.
होली के टाइम पे.
Yeah.
नाना पाटेकर इफ कैसे बताऊं मैं तुम्हें, कैसे बताऊं मैं तुम्हें मेरे लिए तुम कौन हो, कैसे बताऊं,
Yeah.
तुम धड़कनों का गीत हो, जीवन का तुम संगीत हो, कैसे बताऊं मैं तुम्हें मेरे लिए तुम कौन हो, कैसे बताऊं. कैस्ट्रॉल सीआरबी जीटीएक्स एक्स्ट्रा, कैस्ट्रॉल सीआरबी जीटीएक्स एक्स्ट्रा. जो मौके का फायदा उठाएगा वही समझदार कहलाएगा, वही समझदार कहलाएगा. तो गुलाल लगाना तो बनता है. हैप्पी होली to all of you.
Yeah,
Happy
actually, yeah, that especially actor part, right? That is very unique voices. Everybody had it, different style, right?
yeah.
That was not that much with actresses, but with actor, they'll always, I don't know, they used to plan in such a way, or they themselves used to do. So,
Yeah.
but it's very unique voices. So that's really it. I always used to wonder, because I am fan of stand up, comedy also, and I mostly
Mm.
watch, most of the comedy shows. And earlier it was very, I mean, stand up comedy, right? One person will
Yeah.
just do the comedy, not in the series way. So I used to wonder how they are doing it, actually, especially. And then thinking about, I never tried it because my interest was not at all, voice side. I'm more into, visual
Mm.
side. So that is even the way you focus more, right? Your mind also get into that more. So I'm more into visuals.
Yeah.
So my learning, etc., everything, even I am coaching, I use visuals more. So this is what I do. But voice side, this podcasting, etc., I recently only I heard. I never used to listen that much, radio shows and etc. But the voice part, I started focusing from last 3 to 4 years only. I never
Mm.
focused, that much on my voice part, especially while speaking also. and etc. And when I joined my Toastmaster platform, then I came to know, all about, voice modulation, and then using the voice in a different format. And then
Yes.
I started even singing 2 years back only. So I do singing.
Wow.
What I wanted to tell, I was not at all aware actually. Voice is having that much scope. Even, animation, etc. As a voice artist, or
True.
anything you can do a lot of with respect to animation movies also, and different even voiceovers also sometimes this you can do. Podcasting is another field, right? It's very growing very fast. And other than singing you need training and all, but I'm just talking about normal fields. So when it comes to learning and coach, especially, learning the voice,
Yeah.
learning more about voice. So what is specially, because singing and all, I know you should get a proper training or practice. So when it comes to voice mastery, so what are the different skills, right? What comes under voice mastery? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will come into that. But first of all, I want to appreciate you for the work you are doing actually.
Thank you.
Your work about happiness painting club, this is something which I particularly feel that it is all about the engagement, it is all
Hmm.
about being in flow. And when you
Yeah.
love something, it is healing. Either it is
Hmm.
voice, either it is painting. If you
Hmm.
are involved in something and engrossed so much and engaged so much that you forget the time, then you are healer, you are healing. And that is what you are teaching people, and that is I loved about your work which you are doing, fantastic work. uh, Coming back to your
Thank you
question
so
about
much. Hmm.
voice, so you might have known, if you know the any comedian named George Carlin. His work, if you have anytime watched, his work is entirely satiristic. He talks about the English
Sarcastic.
language. He does a lot of satire about the politics, about the country.
Hmm.
But his core strength is about uh, voice modulation. He used
Hmm.
so much voice modulation in his speech, whatever he's saying, and he works along with the pace, melody. He has a rhythm in his
Hmm.
talk when he's saying. Also, he uses a lot of pitch variation, vocal range.
Vocal
You know,
range. Hmm.
and when we talk about voice, a colorful voice, a textureful voice, all
Hmm.
these ingredients are very much important.
I never
Okay.
heard
So,
like,
yeah.
texture
So
also comes under
texture.
voice.
Okay. Now let me very frankly tell you this simple example. When Shah Rukh Khan started his journey in film industry, his voice was
Hmm.
different. Now he has
Oh,
worked on his voice so much that if you see the dialogue of Pathan, he says, "Bhati Pathan ke ghar pe rakhoge." The Pathan to aayega hi. Now, there is a lot of resonance in his voice, and that is the texture coming out in his voice that makes him. That's the value add in his stardom actually. Like Amitabh
okay.
Bachchan. A lot of times you might, and this thing you can develop only when you practice a lot of resonance. And resonance is basically when you, okay, that will be little detailing, but let me quickly brief you. When vibration happens in your throat, and when this vibration goes to the cavity in the mouth area and nasal area, and this reverberation happens, then the resonance is created. But you can
Okay.
tweak your mouth, you can tweak the space inside your mouth in such a way that your voice can resonate in such a way that you love it. And that is
Basic.
what I
Hmm.
that, and that is what, by these are called the articulators. So basically, to work for the eyes voice, basically divide in four sections. The number one is the actuator. Actuator is basically where your capacity of lung, which a constant airflow has to be generated,
Okay.
so
Hmm.
that you have proper lungs stamina to give the proper support to your vocal cords. Number
Hmm.
two is the vibrators. When
Hmm.
the air strikes your vocal cord, the vibration happens. Number three,
Okay.
the resonance is basically when the cavity in the mouth and the nasal cavity, when these vibration reverb, then resonance is created. And finally, the mouth, lips, all these movement creates
Hmm.
the texture, and that we call the articulator. So by the
Articulate. Hmm.
combination of these four parts, you can create a wonderful resonating voice, which really unique. And one more fact I want to tell you, that your voice is just like a fingerprint. It is so unique.
Hmm.
It is just like a fingerprint, means that the voice which you are creating, no one else in this world has the same voice. And that is why I feel that you are creative, because you are
Okay.
unique, and you have to identify your uniqueness in such a way that when you think about your voice, then you think about that this is not something anyone else can do, because you have your unique story and you have your unique voice.
Unique
So why
voice.
not use it to tell to the world that this is who I am? And that is what I'm
Okay.
doing, Sonal. That is what
Okay,
I'm
that's
doing.
great. My next question was, is
Yeah,
it your original voice or you have practiced it? Whatever this voice
yeah,
in which you have it, because it is having depth, right? This is what I feel.
yeah.
Slightly. So you practiced it or it is your original voice?
It can be practiced, of course. Whatever we speak, you speak, I speak, it is practice, because uh, sometimes we train our voice in such a way the way we want, and often, but most often, people copy from each other.
Yeah.
We have learned from our parents, society, the teachers, what how they are speaking, and that's how we are speaking. So
Okay.
if we don't train by ourselves, then somebody else will train us by default.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my answer here is that yes, we can train our voice, we can change our voice. Does not mean that you have to sound someone else. You can train your voice, you cannot change your voice, you
You
can
can
train
bring
your
best
voice
out of your voice
best
quality.
out.
That's
You
what.
can make your voice
Okay.
best expressive voice.
Hmm.
Yes,
Expressive voice. Okay, so my field is especially inner happiness and healing. So is it really helping in that area also?
of course, of course.
Especially
So
so, because
maybe there
singing
is,
and all, I know it relaxes mind. Singing, etc. It's again expressive, right?
yeah,
Expressions. So
yes.
what about this voice related, voice mastery,
Hmm.
etc. or mimicry? Is it helpful with respect to self-expression?
Definitely. So mimicry, I just make it a different section. It is for the people who are really taking joy and fun in that particular art.
Mhm.
But because you have a voice, if you play around with your voice, definitely you can heal yourself. Number one, you can find the best expressive voice which you want. So it is all about, you already have a voice, but use it, use your voice. And I'm really happy that you are using your voice for these kind of interviews where you're inviting people, and you are using your voice at the best. And that is what I want to do, actually. I want me to help people to understand the capacity of their voice and use it, because the more you use it, it will become better. And if you
Okay,
little bit
so
aware,
yeah,
yeah,
I got it. I got it. My question is, I just want to ask one question related to energy.
yeah.
Okay, so who is speaking more? Who's using their voice and different techniques and modulation? Is it any relation between voice and energy? Your energy, something like that?
uh, for voice or for the vocal cord, this will be fit as a overall fit you are. So if
Okay,
you want to make your voice fit, more energetic, you have to do all the things which overall which can make you healthy and fit. So
okay,
for
okay,
voice, I don't recommend anything, but if you are doing your fitness routine daily, if you are doing yoga, you're going to work out, you are hydrating enough every day, your vocal cord will be fantastic. And energy is, for voice, you don't have to separately work. If you have the good lung capacity
yeah,
and good
that's
energy
what
in
I
your
was
body, this
asking.
is
That's what.
going to help in your, so for
Yeah.
voice, you don't have to do anything else for making the
Hmm.
energy. You have to make yourself fit. Only few exercises which increases your lung capacity,
Lung
and
capacity. Hmm.
basically if constant breathing is, we have to do diaphragmatic breathing. Actually, we
Okay.
usually do the shallow breathing.
Hmm.
And okay, but for having a good airflow to our vocal cords, we need to have the diaphragmatic breathing. And diaphragmatic breathing is basically when you have to deep breathe. And when one thing, basically, uh, when you are inhaling, you have to inhale from your belly. You have to feel
Oh,
that your belly is coming out. However, there is no
okay.
organ in the stomach, but lower diaphragm, basically the diaphragm from is at the lower part of our lungs. So if we
Okay.
are taking the deep breathing and little bit belly comes out, then we are using our diaphragm. And
Okay.
that is going to help you to have a good and fantastic voice.
Okay. So you already have these exercise and routines in your coaching
Yes,
program,
yes.
right?
I in
Because
my program foundation, I basically talk about only breathing. so
Okay.
that you have good lung capacity, good
Lung
fitness
capacity. Because
routine.
singing and all, I know it. See,
Yes,
everything takes its own time.
yeah,
Even practice and all. It's high pitch, right? You have to practice and then increase the capacity. But I'm not a trained. I just learned it some basic courses from celebrity
yeah.
courses only, and then just I'm practicing. That is also not consistent, but I do understand how much pitch etc. it goes. It consumes a lot of energy. So that's the reason I was asking this question. Like with this, maybe with practice, you already told, right? Exercise etc. So it
Yes.
it increases your
Either
capacity.
you are singer or speaker,
Huh.
for energy, you have to do the same exercises. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Because
Got
finally,
it.
either you're singing or speaking, you have to use the same diaphragmatic breathing and uh,
Huh.
constant airflow.
Constant air flow and breathing. It's more about
Breathing, yes.
breathing. Okay, so I think I'm very clear, and I really had a good time, to having you here. And if you have something, for the audience, you can just tell, or any message or any mimicry, whatever you want to do it now as a
Yeah,
closure
yeah,
of
of
this
course.
session.
Yeah. So basically, these days, I'm very much admirer of our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi.
Oh,
So I have
Narendra
tried
Modi.
his mimicry,
Mm-hmm.
and my intention is not to be any kind of political message or something. Just I wanted to,
No,
give a
it's
simple
okay. It's
message
fun.
as a fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me do the mimicry of Mr. Narendra Modi ji. मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, होली आनंद का पर्व है, उत्सव का पर्व है। हम सभी भारतीय सदियों से इस उत्सव का आनंद उठाते रहे हैं,
Mm-hmm.
लेकिन मैंने देखा है जी कि बहुत से लोग होली के दिन घर में घुसे रहते हैं, वो बाहर नहीं निकलना चाहते हैं। मैं उनसे कहना चाहता हूं कि कब तक घर में घुसे रहोगे? घर से बाहर निकलो, किसी को रंग लगाओ, और वो भी तुम्हें रंग लगाएंगे, क्योंकि यही समय है, सही समय है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Nitin. It was really, pleasure having you here. And this is something different and a unique talent which you have it. And it really need, practice and also inbuilt talent. This is what I feel. And kudos to you because you are, working on this constantly along with your, profession also, IT job and all, and coaching and helping others also to bring out best in their voice. So kudos to you and thank you so much for coming in this holy special. And I wish you all the best for your mission. What to help different people and to bring out their best voice in themselves. I wish you all the best. And just to my everybody whoever is watching this particular episode, wish you a very happy Holi, and I hope you just have a great year ahead. And if you want to reach out to Nitin, you can definitely reach out to him for your voice mastery. And thank you so much for hearing us so far. Bye bye, take care. I'll see you in our next live stream session. Bye bye, take care.